0 serve 0.
And we are back from the ASU campus, the rec center where the World Intercollegiate Handball Championships are being held. Patrick McGlinchey in the retriever spot from the University of Ulster Georgetown versus Will Lemp from Mo State.
Point.
The men's AB Division I is what this is.
I'm anticipating an incredibly exciting match here, close match. Never seen either of these guys play, but both of these guys hit the ball extremely well. Will's been improving his game under the tutelage of Dr. Tommy Burnett down there in Springfield, Missouri.
Zero serves 1.
Tremendous power there from Patrick, but Will able to redirect it, follow that ball around.
One zero.
1 serve 0.
Right out.
Patrick has amazing power.
For those of you who think that's Brant Bennigan in the orange, it's not. It's Will Lemp.
0 serves 1.
0 serves 1 here.
Point.
Patrick has Daniel Perez-like power. Reminds me a little bit of
1 serves 1.
Daniel.
He's another one of those Irish prodigies that come out with sort of a half American, half Irish whip sort of style.
2 serves 1.
I like that. You get the best of both worlds.
You see that on the serve where it's sort of the Irish whip, but then he turns into the American side swing.
He gets a lot of snap on that ball from an Irish whip swing.
3 serves 1.
3 serves 1. He starts Irish and ends American.
Right now you can see Will just sort of trying to adjust to that power. It'll take him a little while to get acclimated to the ball moving this quickly.
4 serves 1.
Will having play a lot with Armando, who's one of the hardest hitters in the sport.
Second serve.
Say hello to Armando. I think he's listening, watching.
Point.
Patrick really opened up this match on fire right now. He's reeled off 5 consecutive points here.
5 serves 1.
5 serves 1.
Unfortunately, Will not taking advantage of that serve. That serve really is a setup. That ball is coming around the revolving door. Will with the opportunity to
6 serves 1.
do a lot of things with that ball, and he's, unfortunately for him, not doing anything with it.
Point.
There'll be a timeout called here from Will Lemp, and he is going to call it from Missouri State University. And Patrick McGlinchey from UUJ in Ireland.
I think a smart timeout there from Will. He's clearly uncomfortable here at the start of this match. Trying to acclimate himself not only to this power, but also to this sort of Irish whip style that, you know, the Americans aren't used to seeing. So it's certainly a different matchup than he's used to playing.
I'm actually not used to seeing it either because it's not really Irish and it's not really American. It's sort of a hybrid, but he has so much power. And we've been hearing a lot about this kid too. Like possibly Patrick would be one of those guys that could come over and qualify.
You know, I watched Patrick walk in the court just a few minutes ago during the warm-up, and he rolled a ball out flat with his left hand from 38 feet and then flat with his right hand from 38 feet. And I said, this guy can play some handball, and he can. When given any sort of setup, he's put the ball down.
8 serves 1.
Makes you wonder how he lost his first round match.
Do we know who he lost to?
Well, I'm going to do a little investigating and we'll find out.
Point. Nine serves 1.
He actually got beat by Scotty Moeller.
Short ball.
Scotty, who then got beat by Nick Anthony, Nick was the one who beat
Second serve.
Abe Montijo 11-10 in the breaker.
Just goes to show you just how deep this field is, Dave. We've got a number of really top open level handball players to go along with some of the best pros in the world here in this event. It's phenomenal.
Patrick looks like a top pro player the way he's playing right now.
He certainly does look like he has the ability to qualify, and he went out in the first round here. Really speaks volumes to just how deep this field is.
Second serve.
There's a nice ceiling shot there from Will.
Side out.
Will is going to have to just stick to his game right now. He clearly does not have the same power as Patrick, but that doesn't mean he can't still execute his shots. He's got to just stay well within his comfort zone.
Point.
You see Will getting a nice free point there with a lob serve that ran down that left side wall. Tries it again. Makes a big mistake, and Patrick makes him pay. Nice shot there.
10 serves 2.
You heard the score, 10-2.
Long. Second serve.
Patrick doesn't seem to aim really on his serve, just hits it as hard as he can. There you see a double fault. I'd like to see him utilize all that power and hit that ball, pick a spot on that front wall, and then try and land that ball just 2 or 3 inches beyond the short line. I've seen him hit half of his serves that land within 5 feet of the back wall, which clearly are not good serves. He's also
10 serves 2.
hit a number of serves long, like we just saw. There it is again, Dave. I mean, he's getting away with that serve right now, but that's not really an effective serve.
11-12. Serves 2.
You want to really try and drive that ball down the wall. That's a nice looking serve right there if you can get that one just a foot or 2 deeper past the line.
Serve. Point. 12 serves 2.
12 serves 2.
Got enough reverse on that ball to run it down the left side wall. Heard a lot of good things about young Will Lemp's game. I know he's not really playing at his top level right now, but this match is just getting underway.
Side out.
That's certainly something Will does want to do, is play his left against Patrick's right. That's a recipe for disaster for Will.
Second serve.
If I were to give Will some coaching, I would say try and neutralize Patrick's power by keeping the ball up above his shoulders, and when you get a setup, make sure you take your time and try and put it away, because he certainly can't hang with Patrick in a ground and pound style game.
2 serves 12.
I'm not sure many people could with what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing actually.
Second serve.
I know, Dave Vincent, when you're playing somebody with all this power, you go to your 4-wall shots and your sidewall kill shots.
I'm 38 years old and I'm just learning that you have to just go to the ceiling with those guys. And it's not a game I like to play, actually. In fact,
you can hit the ball to the ceiling?
I don't know.
Second serve.
That's the reason why I don't like it, actually.
That's a nice looking shot there from Patrick. Just slightly mishit it, but he still had the right idea. You hit that ball where he was aiming. Not easy to take that ball that's coming across your body from your left and redirect it, hitting that front wall and rolling that ball out without
13-2.
that ball bouncing into the sidewall. That was a lot to follow, I know. Made sense to me, though, in my head.
13-2.
13 serves 2. This is the first game between Will Lemp and Patrick McGlinchey.
Let's get the radar gun out for that. Oh,
Point.
We actually will not have our radar gun in use until tomorrow. So as of right now, we're just guessing.
Here's a setup. You have to at least say this about Patrick. He goes for it when he has it. There's a lot of players that we've seen so far today during this live webcast, Dave, that have had that same exact shot. They decide to go back to the ceiling or wrap it around. He actually goes for it.
Well, we've also seen a lot of players try to hit that shot and just not be able to execute it. He's executing all of these setups and making it look easy. The problem here for Will is that he's let Patrick get into a comfort zone. He's just not pressured at all. He's very relaxed in there. You know, we saw in the previous matches, particularly in the Eric Hilgren and Luis Cordova match, both those guys making so many gets and keeping so many rallies alive, that puts a lot of pressure on you to kill that ball lower and lower each time, and then you start seeing the mistakes. Thus far, Patrick really hasn't given Will the opportunity to make any of those retrieves. He's basically hitting that ball an inch high every time he gets a setup. You're not going to pick those balls up.
You're watching the World Intercollegiate Four-Wall Handball Championships from Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona. Alongside Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. Patrick McGlinchey from UUJ, Ireland versus Will Lemp from Mo State.
There's a bullet. Will stayed with that ball nicely.
Look at that left hand.
Beautiful.
It's kind of, you know, you can see him load up with his power, but he also put his feet in the right position. This kid's strong.
16 serves.
He finessed that ball into the left corner with his left hand. Let's not forget now, Dave, this game looks like it's pretty well in hand, but we saw our last match, Luis Estrella winning the first game 21-3, actually losing the match. So
17 serves 2.
You just never know what can happen here in these matches. I'd like to see Will try some different things here, as this first game is pretty much over. See what might work for him in the second game.
That was a weird shot right there from Patrick.
That's one of the first technical errors that Patrick's made here. He did not let that ball drop, and he tried to force that one overhand into the left corner. I'd like to see Will experiment with, you know, some different serves here if given the opportunity. Find some sort of weakness or something that he can
17 serves 2.
count on in that second game.
Short. Short ball. Second serve.
It's a nice lob serve. Here's another setup. You know, Will anticipates that ball going down the right, but it's got so much on it that he can't catch up to it. That's almost called a kill pass.
18-2.
And he goes to the ceiling at Will. There's another nice shot with the left.
Right out.
That's just a shot that Will has. I know it's unorthodox, but I've watched his matches so far this week before you got here, and that's just something he does, Dave.
I love it.
He does it with his left and his right hand. It's kind of, see how he opens up his hand? He just, it's a different shot.
That reminds me of a left-handed pro on the tour now that hits shots like that.
Trying to think. Tom Sheridan. Alan Garner.
He's not left-handed,
I
although that's debatable.
I think he kind of reminds me of Aaron Garner in his style.
Point.
Patrick was waiting for that ball to pop out. It looked like it was going to, but it just caught the floor and the sidewall at the same time and came out straight.
Point. Four serves 18.
4 serves 18. You heard the score. This is the first game between Patrick McGlinchey and Will Lemp.
Smart shot there.
Nice get right there from Will Lemp, though.
Will's going to need to do a lot more of that, making those kind of gets to keep these rallies alive and see if he can get this impressive powerhouse a little bit frustrated. I think that'll be his best chance here to make a match of this. Nothing he can do with that. That was a laser.
19, serves 4.
19-4. Nice shot. See, that's that one I'm telling you, Dave.
Right out.
It looks unorthodox, but it's effective.
4 serves 19.
4 serves 19. I saw Will Lemp in the court yesterday with Dave Chapman, and they were working on shots, and Will was consistently doing that. And Dave was trying to change his shot, but he might have just given up on it.
I like that shot there. Very nice. Will has the strength to be falling back and pop that ball to the ceiling with his left hand and make that ball die in that right corner and force the air.
5 serves 19.
5 serves 19.
I would keep that ball out of Patrick's wheelhouse at all opportunity. I would serve him nothing but lob serves, keep that ball up high.
It's a huge natural hook. This is a setup. Probably going to go to the... I thought he was going to go back down that right.
Need to put a little reverse on that ball. Surprised he didn't fly kill that.
Point.
Will looks like he might be a little bit sore. I think he's already played 2 matches this week.
Sounds about right.
Looks
Doubles
like,
and singles.
Looks like his legs might be a little bit tight, not exploding forward all that well.
I would say that he might have even played 3 and possibly 4. He's in the doubles as well.
First game, guys.
And that is the very first game between Will Lemp and Patrick McGlinchey. We're going to take a timeout from ASU for the World Intercollegiate Handball Championships. We'll be back in just a few. For Jeff Kastner and Dave Fink, I'm Dave Vincent. You stay here at WePlayHandball.com. And we are back from the campus at ASU for the World Intercollegiate Four-Wall Handball Championships. Will Lemp from Mo State versus Patrick McGlinchey from the University of Ulster, Jordantown, up in Northern Ireland. Spars with Charlie Shanks does Patrick McGlinchey. Here's the score, second game.
0 serve 0.
0-0. Patrick wins the first one very comfortably against Will Lemp. Single-digit win.
Point. 1 serve 0.
1 serve 0.
Play that over. 1 serve 0.
Will just being simply overpowered here.
Short. Second serve.
And it's not like Will hasn't seen players with power. Eric Hildgren has power. Armando Ortiz has power.
Side out.
That was a nice dive, but a miss though. And Chip Morales has power. Sparring partners there with Will Lemp. But not like this type of power, although Armando Ortiz certainly.
Armando has this type of power.
But Armando is no longer a student at Mo State. So Will has lost a sparring partner.
Point. One serves 1. Hold it.
Oh.
You wanted it. Stay that over. Sorry.
He wanted it.
1 serves 1.
Not normally hear that one as a.
Side out.
Will picked up that front foot, loses all the power in his legs by doing that. Really need to turn onto that front side.
Point.
Patrick looks a little bit flat here right now. This is not the same guy we saw in that first game.
2 serves 1.
Hard to duplicate his performance though in that first game. He was so sharp in there. You see now he's, hanging off his back foot. He's losing a little bit of power. He's made a few mistakes that we didn't see in that first game.
1 serves 2.
1 serves 2.
There's a complete miss hit.
Nope.
Will needs to find a way to start dictating these rallies, playing the rallies at his pace with he being in control of the rallies. He's been unable to do that to this
2 serves
point.
1.
Beautiful serve.
3 serves 1.
3 serves 1. This is the second game.
Short.
That ball was actually not short. It was a screen.
That's true.
2 serves. Sorry about that. That was a screen. 3-1.
Sometimes the ref gets screened on the serves just as well. That second one was closer to a short, although it just made it over.
You can just hear the difference in the sound the ball makes when it hits the front wall when Patrick hits it compared to when Will hits it. There's just so much force behind it
4 serves 1.
when it comes off Patrick's hand.
Short.
You can hear that ball just echoing throughout the building when Patrick hits it.
Second serve.
I like that shot there. I would have liked it more if he would have turned his hips just a little bit more and put it down the right.
This is the second game.
1 serves 4.
1 serves 4. Will Lemp from Mo State versus Patrick McGlinchey, Northern Ireland.
Still have a hard time believing these guys lost in the first round here of this tournament. This looks like it could be a round of 8 match here.
2 serves 4.
It kind of looks more like a pro qualifier type.
Well, you've used that one already, so I thought we'd try something new.
Getting creative with the way you're trying to say the same thing I said. That's not like you, Dave Fink.
That's a good point.
Point.
Nice shot from Will Lemp.
3 serves 4.
3 serves 4.
Hold it.
That will leave a mark. I can assure you that.
3 serves 4. Side out. Time out.
And there is a timeout called. You're watching the World Intercollegiate Handball Championships from the ASU campus, Tempe, Arizona, alongside Dave Fink. My name is Dave Vincent. This match here between Will LEMP and Patrick McGlinchey. Our court microphone is also right next to the speaker, so it's picking up every sound from the referee, who's... I thought a helicopter was landing on the top of the building here.
Time in. 4 serves 3.
Wow.
Point.
That takes a lot of strength to hit that shot coming across your body and redirect it back into that left corner.
Five serves 3.
5 serves 3.
Beautiful serve.
Point.
That ball hit the sidewall and actually looked like it picked up speed. Usually the sidewall slow the ball down a little bit.
6 serves 3.
6 to 3.
That's the kind of shot Will needs to take advantage of when Patrick makes that mistake on the serve and brings it around. Will's been unable to really set his feet and drive that ball. That's the serve that is going to get Will into a lot of trouble. Puts that right in Patrick's wheelhouse, and he's able to just crush that ball.
6 serves 3.
6 serves 3.
Point.
Great strength there from Patrick.
7 serves 3.
You heard the score.
Still doesn't take advantage of that. And you see Patrick does.
Point.
Pinches that corner. Will slow to react to it.
8 serves 3. Side out.
Will would improve his game by about 10 to 12 points per game if he could learn to take care of that revolving door back wall shot with his right hand and put it away. You see all the top pros so proficient in ending rallies with that very shot.
8 serves 3.
8 serves 3. The only revolving door that I've ever mastered is the one that enters and exits a all-you-can-eat buffet.
Point. Nine serves 3.
9 to 3. Is that the shot right there that you're talking about?
That's it. And rather than putting that shot away himself, he gives Patrick a simple setup, which he completely flat killed.
That's what you call the revolving door back wall shot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see some players,
10 serves
well,
3.
all the top players spin around with that ball.
Hold it, hold it.
I know that one of my close buddies, first person to ever tell me about that was Barry Durham, who went to SMSU at the time. Coach Tommy Burnett told him that you're supposed to act like you're holding on to a camera and you're taking a picture of the ball, so you're following it like this with your hands.
Huh.
And he was the first person to ever tell me that. I'm probably about 34 years old at the time. I thought, yeah, that's interesting perspective. So that back door, revolving door shot comes off the back wall, and you're taking a snapshot with it with a camera with your hands as you follow it around. That forces the player to get their feet into position because you're trying to keep equal distance with the ball at all times.
That is an excellent tip.
You're watching the World Intercollegiate Four-Wall Handball Championships at ASU, Tempe, Arizona. Dave Fink, Dave Vincent, Jeff Kastner, who is still awake after pulling an all-nighter. But it was for work purposes, not because he has a gambling addiction or any other problem. Jeff works so hard with editing film that he was busy on the cutting room floor editing some work for a local TV station, and then he has to get onto a flight, come down here and cover these games. We appreciate his hard work.
He also sleeps until 2 in the afternoon, so
good point.
He has to do his work a little bit later than some.
And you know this because you spent some time at Casa de Kastner.
He actually woke me up.
3, serves 11.
How?
Well, I was still asleep at 2 o'clock.
Good point. Nice shot right
finesse there from Patrick.
'11 serves 3.
You heard the score. It's 11-3. I like that shot right there from Will.
Beautiful decision making there from Patrick.
I agree.
Could not get his left hand on that ball, and he wisely chose to just take that ball with his right and smack it into the back wall.
Yeah, if he would have taken it with his left, he would have completely botched that.
Right.
He knew it, so he said, well, let me just... but the thing is, he didn't rush it. He just flipped it back there.
That's where that split-second decision-making ability comes into play. Can't teach that.
12 serves 3.
12-3, second game. Patrick McGlinchey from UUJ in Ireland. I like that shot there too, Dave.
It's almost like a topspin lob. Will not really offering any resistance. He's just, his game seems to just be to just get the ball back. He's going to need to do a lot more. We've seen glimpses of some good play from Will.
Second serve.
Does not seem willing to swing out on the ball. I'm not sure why.
Patrick has great power with his right and his left hand, almost matching power. The students are seemingly going back to their hotel rooms and getting dressed up, and they're coming back and watching these matches. 14 serves 3 here. And, you know, it's a great thing to hold a handball tournament at a university, Dave, because so many people are exposed to the sport that have never really seen it played. You can see, really, literally, what they say, 3,000 people come into the rec center every single day, just on an average slow day. That's 3,000 people that have been exposed to the sport. Every single one of the people walking into this facility has to walk by our booth. I mean, it's just the way into the whole facility here. So it's very interesting, different perspective for some of these people walking by and stopping to take a look to see what's going on. And they see the crowds, and they're kind of inquisitive to the sport of handball. That's why we've got all this literature here that we're passing out, also showing the live feed on an overhead projector in our in-house movie theater room. Just trying to show off a little bit of innovation that is handball.
Five seconds.
Never heard a 5-second announcement from a referee before. As the first warning. Usually it's 15. Let's listen for the score.
Serves 3.
15-3, second game. Nice shot from Will Lemp right there. That was an inside-out type swing.
It's an effective shot.
Dave Chapman was actually working with Will on that exact same shot yesterday. Dave was floating balls over to the left. Will would return them, and Dave would dump it in the right corner, and then he would have Will do the same thing. And Will was quite effective learning from Dave Chapman.
Serves 15.
Have you met ASU handball student Tony Seaman before? Have you met her, Dave?
No, I haven't.
Here she is right here. Tony Seaman, Dave Fink.
15 serves 4.
Nice to meet you.
There's Will showing off a little bit of power, Dave. Unable to really make up his decision on whether to jump in or stay back on that from the get-go, so he was handcuffed.
16.
One of those tweeners. 16-4.
Side out. Serve 16.
4 serve 16.
Side out.
He took his camera around and followed that ball.
Yeah.
After he was done taking the picture, he rolled the ball out flat.
Serves 4.
Here come the cheerleaders. Rated as we expected. They'll be cheering on their favorite players here.
Point. 17 serves 4.
17 serves 4.
So Patrick just took a little bit off that serve. Be an ace every time that ball would die into that left corner. Unfortunately, that ball is catching that left side wall and popping out.
17. Hold it.
Ooh, that's a tough one to call.
I like that call. Good shot there from Will. Good decision. Didn't get enough reverse on that ball to run it down the side wall.
Referee's going to overturn his own call right there and give that point to Will Lemp.
5 serve 17.
5 serve 17, which I think is the right call.
Beautiful shot.
I don't think you agree with me, but I do believe it was the right call.
Oh, he did award a point there?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I disagree with that call.
17 serves 5.
That ball came off the side wall and there was some congestion there.
Short.
Actually, he reversed that ball and it actually skidded out.
No.
Yeah.
Point.
It's a nice shot there. He hit the front wall, side wall. I don't know if he was aiming for that. I know some players actually will aim for that.
18 serves 5.
For me, it is a tough shot to aim for.
It's nice when it happens, though.
Yeah, it's great when it happens, but it's just so tough to think about doing it. It's usually a mistake when it does hit that side wall. You're trying to go drive down, slide a
Sean
wall.
Lenning told me one time that I should go for that shot. He goes for it. I found that very interesting.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that someone like Sean Lenning would go for would actually try for something like that. That's part of how Sean plays.
I think if you hit the ball hard enough, when you catch that side wall after you hit the front wall, it'll crack out. I think that's why Sean's able to execute that shot. Same here with Patty. you know, if you don't put a lot on the shot, it'll catch that sidewall and sort of sit up.
Since you brought up Sean Linning's name, he's back in Tucson, Arizona, training for the Nationals now, and he's getting back into handball. And this guy's good. He's just good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting back into shape and playing ball again.
It's good to hear.
Possible game point, serves 5.
Here it is, game and match. Serves 5, almost gets the crack.
Thought he had it.
And Patrick McGlinchey defeats Will Lemp from Mo State to advance in his men's AB Division I bracket. We are going to take a quick timeout from ASU. For Dave Fink, Jeff Kastner, and all of those that are helping us put this live webcast together. My name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back in just a bit with another game here at WePlayHandball.com.